Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Nalt Music here today with another tutorial, and today I'm going to be giving you a comprehensive rundown on automation. What is automation? How you incorporate it into your songs? Let's dive in. Let's get started with the definition of automation. If we look here, okay, we're going to define automation as the technology by which a process or procedure is performed with minimal human assistance. Okay, so how does this relate to music production? Well, automation is a feature in music production that allows you to change the values of a parameter in your song automatically. Okay? And what that means is you can set certain values to certain parameters of a plugin or the volume of a track itself to change itself automatically at certain points of a song. And we're going to show you how to do that. First, I'm going to be playing you a quick sample of what I have here. Alright, so now you've heard that, we're going to incorporate automation into this song. Okay, so there's two ways you can incorporate automation into your song. You can do it via the track itself in the arrangement window here, or if you select a region, okay, and open up your piano roll, you can actually incorporate automation into that specific region, so you don't have to incorporate it into the entire track here. Okay, I'm going to be showing you both ways, and I'm going to be showing you different features within automation that you can use to edit your tracks, or sorry, edit your songs. So the first way we're going to get started with is region automation here. I have a region selected here in my editor, and let's say now I want to incorporate automation into it. Well, the shortcut for automation, whether it's in track automation or region automation, is always going to be A. So you're going to click A on your keyboard, and this is going to open up automation. Okay, so right now the parameter that I have open for automation here, it's going to be velocity. Let's say I want to edit volume, or you can edit almost anything, but I want to edit volume. Notice here you have your automation portion of your editor open here and your piano roll for that specific region. If I click here, it's going to create a point or a node, and it's showing here I have the volume set to 9 decibels for this region. If I want to create more nodes, I can easily click with my pointer tool anywhere on this line, okay, this automation line. Now notice when I zoom in, the points aren't exactly on the grid. Okay. One really helpful thing for automation is if you go here to your snap setting, go to your drop down menu, and you scroll down to snap automation and you click active. Now every time I get a point, if I want to drag it or if I want to create a new point, it's automatically going to snap to the grid, which is really helpful when it comes to using automation. Now, how can I use this to create a really good mix for my song? Well, I'm going to create a fade. So I'm actually going to have this portion of the region fade in. So I'm going to bring the volume down as low as it can go. I think I want this one just a little more gradual. So now it's going to sound like this. Notice how that region just faded in? I'm going to solo it so you can hear what it sounds like just on its own. All right. So that's how we fade in region using region automation. Now, if I click back down here, I can click A to exit out of there, and I'm going to close out of my editor, and I'm going to just work out of my arrangement window here. And if I click A here, I have access to track automation. So before we were working out of region automation because we had that specific region selected. Now I'm going to be working with track automation, okay? So I'm going to unsolo that. Now let's automate something else. Here I want to automate my melody. So I'm going to click this, and I want to automate actually all these three here. So this, this, and this. So for this, if I use my pointer tool and I click anywhere here, it also creates a node for automation. And same thing, if I want to activate snap automation just to make it a little easier for me to get my grid points, then I can do that. So now I'm going to create some nodes here on these just by clicking. All right. Okay, so I'm only going to go halfway up. I think that's good. So now, same thing here. Let's say I wanted to use automation to fade these in. I can just drag this down, or however intense of a fade I want. For this, I just want to drag it all the way down there. So now I have a bit of a fade going for the first part here. But notice, compared to when I did my region automation before, when I open up track automation, the line for volume automation goes all the way across the entire track because the entire track is being automated. Versus here, if I go to my previous region here that was edited, when I have this window selected, oh sorry, I didn't mean to create that point. If I have this window selected, this track selected, you can't see the region automation in the track automation window. All right, that's strictly isolated to the region automation. So you automating one region in your region automation window does not affect the rest of the automation in the track. Whereas if you do track automation, it affects the automation for every single region here, because every region is a part of this track. So now, just to show you what this sounds like with the track automation here. Okay. And I also want to show you how versatile this actually is. So I'm going to click my classic electric piano, and let's say I want to add an audio effects. So I want to add, let's do something good. Let's do a bit crusher. Let's do stereo bit crusher. Now I have a stereo bit crusher opened up. All right. So now what I can do is I can actually automate the parameters, one of these parameters in the bit crusher using automation. So I just want to show you what it sounds like with this isolated with the bit crusher active. Let's hear it. So that's what this classic electric piano track sounds like now that I've activated the Bit Crusher plugin. But let's see what happens when we change the parameters here. Now let's say we want to edit the mix. So if we're playing the track, so if I want to bring the mix down to 0 gradually, I'm going to use automation to do that instead of having to drag this knob every single time. So now I'm going to actually go here where it says volume. Right now the volume parameter is being edited. I'm going to click that. I'm going to go to Bit Crusher, and I'm going to go to Mix. Same as we did before, we're going to click anywhere here, get our first node. All right, notice it's at 100% here. If I zoom in, okay, I am going to create some nodes to edit this a little easier. So 1, 2, 3. between, oh, sorry, 3. So between the first and third regions, it's going to gradually bring down the mix. Okay, so I want to click this node. All right, I'm going to bring it down to, let's say, 22%. And then this one I'm going to bring down to 0. Also, fun fact, if you hold down Control while you're dragging this, it lets you do fine control. So instead of it jumping large quantities at a time, large values at a time, if you hold down Control, you'll get finer value control. I'm just going to drag that all the way down to 0 though. Okay, so we're going to hear what it sounds like now. Enable dictation, not now. All right, notice how this mix parameter automatically goes all the way down without me having to touch anything. Okay, that's amazing. Another thing I'm going to show you here is how to take your automation from your region automation and automatically apply that to your track automation. Okay, so I'm going to exit out of there. All right, I'm going to exit out of automation altogether here, clicking A, and then I am going to go to this region that we first edited, and I'm going to click E to open up our editor, and then I'm going to open up A. Click A to open up our automation. Now, we have our automation window here. So how do I bring all this automation here into this track? Here's how. With this region here, I'm actually going to go to my handy mix tab up here. I'm going to go to convert automation, and it gives me a bunch of options here. Convert visible track automation to region automation, convert visible region automation track automation. So I can actually go vice versa. I can convert the automation on the region to the track and track to the region. Okay. It also gives me an option to convert all track automation and all region automation. So let's say the difference in this is, so right now the visible automation is only the volume because that's the only visible parameter that I have selected. However, let's say I had multiple parameters that I had applied automation to and I want to bring them to my track. I would click convert all region automation track automation. So if I click this, that region automation is automatically going to be applied to my track. So now I can apply this to my entire track as a whole. Okay, so it just gives you a lot of different options to edit automation for your mix. All right. Also, if I go to my mix tab here, it's going to give me a lot of options for my automation editing. So you already have convert automation. Let's say I wanted to delete automation. So let's say I want to select this keyscape track, okay, and I want to delete all automation. Which one do I want to delete? Do I want to delete all the automation on that track, or do I just want to delete the visible automation, only what I have opened up here for this parameter volume? I want to delete all visible automation, so that's just going to affect the volume. Okay, so now I'm going to click that, and I can start from scratch. I have all the automation there deleted. All right, everybody, that's going to be it for today. That's my rundown on automation for you. Just so you know, I am a new channel and I'm hurting for likes and subscribers. So if you did like this video, please hit that like button. And if you want to stay tuned for my future content and get notified when I do post, I post every week, please hit that subscribe button. Thank you, and as always, take care.